The title of this video is What Jesus Wouldn't Do, or Didn't Do, as actually is truth. But before I get into this, I wanted to tell people, I am not a priest, I am not a rabbi, I am not some kind of fancy minister. All I am is a data processor. I take in data, I process it, and send it back out to you. What you do with it is your business. You can either ignore me, you could unsubscribe to me. I can't stop you, obviously. But I'm not trying to impose my morals and values upon you. All I'm trying to do is present you with a set of data that you can then process and decide for yourself what you want to do with it. That's what a computer does. Come on. How many of these videos have you watched? Well, I think you've pretty much figured out by now. All I do is take in data, process it, send it back out to you. You have to decide what you want to do with it. Alright? Having said that, let's get into this discussion real quick. What didn't Jesus do? Well, first of all, he never sent a telegram. So what are you talking about? When he raised Lazarus from the dead, he showed up himself. He didn't send some fancy telegram saying, hey, folks, get over there with this telegram and read it aloud, and as soon as you do, Lazarus will rise from the dead. That didn't happen, folks. He went there himself. Jesus prayed with people, not for people. Even when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he had his disciples there. So he was not out there praying for people in some obscure corner of some land. He prayed for people. Jesus was not a secret agent. He is one of the most well-known human beings of all time. If you don't believe me, go to any store and ask somebody. Trust me, he is well known. There are no secret agents in heaven. Okay? Now, as for the Lazarus rising from the dead, if you want to reference that, that's in John chapter 11. But now I want you to take a look at Matthew 5 and Luke 6. The Sermon on the Mount. Jesus did not own a three-piece suit. He did not have a camcorder pointing at him while he was presenting his message. He did not present his message using a microphone. He taught the people, period. And they came to him. He didn't have to send out flyers and brochures and say, hey, come on over here. He didn't have some fancy church. He wasn't at the Ritz-Carlton when he did all this. He was just on the Sermon on the Mount. He was on the Mount of Olives, and he preached. That was it. Alright? So Jesus was well known, and in many ways he was also well liked. Some people think that everybody hated Jesus. No, not everybody hated Jesus. Okay? If they did, nobody would have ever followed him, and his religion would have right out the door. So, Jesus was well known, and in many places he was well liked. So, that's pretty much, basically in a nutshell, what I was talking about. Jesus, he didn't send telegrams, he didn't pray for people, he prayed with people, but he didn't pray for people. He also did not have a camcorder pointing at him at all times. He didn't have a microphone. He didn't have a church. He didn't have a three-piece suit. That's the truth. And the most important thing is that he never snubbed anybody either. He sat down with tax collectors and harlots. That's what ticked a lot of people off. Oh, how dare you sit with a tax collector? At that time, tax collectors were as good as traitors. Okay? They might as well commit treason to be a tax collector. But this did not bother Jesus at all, because after all, he brought in a tax collector into his discipleship, which in turn Matthew became an apostle later on. Another thing that Jesus didn't do is he didn't just gather stupid people around him. Matthew was a tax collector, Luke was a doctor. They were intelligent people. So Jesus has as many intelligent people in his group as he does stupid people. So you have to take this under consideration when you think about this kind of theology. Now that pretty much concludes what I'm saying here in this video, except I will say one other thing. A lot of people have been asking me about the year 2012. I will tell you more details about that. But just be patient. There's a lot of stuff I need to tell you and a lot of myths that I'd like to debunk. Hopefully you gain some insight on this. Just take the data as it is. You decide whether you're going to accept it or reject it. That's your business. I'm here to present you data. I've done my job. Alright. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.